I was at University of Nevada, coached for Gary Powers as a pitching coach, and Mike did not know me at the time. We came down and played USC in '95 and '96, and he hired me, came up for a weekend, met with Lisa and I, and spent the whole weekend with us, and our relationship just grew from there. And I worked for him for 4 years and had a ton of respect for him, and we won a national championship together in '98, and then Dan Guerrero obviously gave me the opportunity in 2000 to go to UC Irvine. So I have the utmost respect for Mike Gillespie and what he's done in his career, and developing programs and players, and just being an unbelievable person. So he's the guy I look at in terms of programs and how to deal with different situations and so forth, and I just have a ton of respect for him.
Yeah, so I came in a little late and didn't hear the big announcement, but it sounds like we got a Sunday starter finally, is that right?
Well, it looks that way. We still have a couple weekends before the season starts, but it looks like it'll be Adam Plutko. But we have Scott Griggs, who's throwing the ball extremely well. We have Zach Weiss, and but right now it looks like it'll be Plutko. But we've been very fortunate in the years past that what we started with is what we end with, and hopefully that's not always goes the way you plan, but that looks like that's how we're going to start the roles to begin with.
Okay, so what about Tuesday? Is that figured out?
Well, Tuesday it's still open. Scott Griggs, Zach Weiss are battling for it. Nick Vandertig looks like a guy that will close the game for us, but roles are still yet to be established. But that's kind of, we know who our Friday guy is, we know who our Saturday guy is, and hopefully we can start with that game plan.
Yeah, definitely. Talk to me a little bit about the other positions that are kind of up in the air right now.
Well, we really like our team. It's a great group of guys. I mean, Coach Vanderhook's done an unbelievable job in terms of offensive mindset and hitter's approach, and I think he's the best offensive guy in the country. I really do, and he's really formed the mentality of the offense. And we have Steve Rodriguez and Tyler Heineman behind the plate. It'll be Rodriguez to begin with, and then it'll be Cody Regis at third base, and Dean Espy is a very veteran guy that will swing between third and first, and then up the middle, we really like our middle. We have 4 guys up the middle with Adrian Williams and Pat Valleca and Tyler Ramatula and Kevin Williams. 4 very, very good players, 2 freshmen in Williams and Valleca, and our outfield is very solid. Cody Kiefer is completely healthy. He'll be our left fielder. Bo Amaral looks to be our center fielder, and then we got Chris Giovinazzo and Jeff Jelich in the outfield with Mark Navarro and Brendan Allen out there. So we feel like we have a lot of competition. This program has been built off competition. We have a lot of people competing for playing time and roles, and that's how you build a program. And we've done that since the day we've been on campus, and it's just kind of come into really a mode that we want in terms of youth and competition, and so that makes for good practices and good conditioning, good weight room, activity, and guys competing, every day against each other, and it just makes your program stronger, and in the long run, it makes the player better as well.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is we're going to kind of go by committee then, or you don't have it set yet?
Yeah, we really don't. I mean, it's so early. We're not even to February yet, and we have a lot of guys that are very good players and that are going to fulfill roles, and depending on right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching, and what's going on and who's hot, and we know we have a good group of players that can play at this level, and it's good to have numbers.
Yeah, I went out to the scrimmages, and I'm going to try and make it out to the alumni game on next Saturday.
Yeah.
How much do you glean from those types of things as opposed to practice?
Well, it's a good point. I mean, you get your uniforms on, you get the chalk down, you get the scoreboard on. I mean, even though it's against alumni, and there'll be some pro players playing in that game, which will be a good experience for our guys. It's just a different feeling. You just have a little bit of a different mindset than you would have in a scrimmage. So I think you learn some stuff from there. But we'd like to play some more people outside of our alumni game, but we have to play within the rules. And the bottom line is, you're trying to get better every day.
So you're going to get Utley to come back for that one?
We hope so.
Yeah.
Chase has been working out every day at our ballpark, and he's around our players. And that's kind of neat to see, a guy working out, and a guy that's had so much success at UCLA and certainly with the Philadelphia Phillies, and he can share a lot of information and trickle down effect, and it's just great to have a Bruin around.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about being out here with these guys. I know it's kind of a Big West event, but these are a lot of guys you're going to see on Tuesday nights, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it's the Big West. I got a ton of respect for the Big West. It's a great group of coaches, very good players, very good programs, postseason programs for sure. You see a lot of good players that come out of there and play at the major league level. So I know that league very well. I coached in that league as an assistant at one time in Nevada, and obviously played against those guys at Irvine, and very veteran group, guys that know what they're doing, and got a ton of respect for them.
Yeah, you prefer this to more of a press conference-y, suit and tie type of media day?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different media day with the cooking, component, but it's all in fun. Kind of relaxes everybody and gets everybody back together, and it's just good to see how the media out and people recognize college baseball.
Yeah, definitely. College baseball's at a high for sure. Talk about getting back to that championship game, playing on ESPN, getting all that exposure that you guys got last year, and how it's going to help you this year.
I was just proud of the program. I was proud of the players, how they responded. I mean, I think our last 9 games were on TV with the regionals and the super regionals, and we were taking finals, and then we got back to Omaha, and the team hadn't been back there since '97. The program, and they played like it was playing in Jackie Robinson. I mean, they're very comfortable, very confident. Got to the national championship game, and unfortunately, South Carolina played better than we did. But in the big picture, I think we went back and represented ourselves very well and showed that we're a team to stay and a team to play at a national level from year in, year out.
Yeah, put that target on your back a little bit more this year, though, huh?
There's a target on our back, and the players know it, and the Pac-10 is the strongest it's ever been. I mean, they sent 8 teams to the postseason last year, the most in the history of college baseball. You're talking about 80% of the conference going to the postseason. So, you're talking about the SEC, you're talking about the Big West, you're talking about the Pac-10. I mean, very, very good programs from top to bottom, and you can finish first, you can finish 8th pretty quickly, and you got to stay on your toes, you got to stay ahead of the curve, and make sure you're competitive every weekend.
Definitely. So how many more days we got? 30 now? Down to
we got less than 30 days. We open up on the 18th, and so it's I think from this weekend we have 3 weeks ahead of us that. We go, every weekend from there on out.
Yeah, last thing I have for you, what's our status on Eric Jaffe?
Eric Jaffe's with us. He's healthy. He's throwing the ball well. He'll be a guy coming out of the bullpen for us. He's still adjusting to UCLA baseball. It's a very tough transition. A very unfortunate situation happened up at Cal. Them dropping baseball, and Eric felt it was in his best interest to leave. And fortunately for us, the NCAA gave his appeal and looked at his appeal and made him eligible, and we look for him to be a contributor right away out of the bullpen. But he's still a freshman, still hasn't played in a Division I game, so he's not the world savior, but we look for him to be a contributor out of the bullpen for us from day one.
Could he maybe move into that starting rotation?
Right now we really look at him as a bullpen guy. We look at Plutko and Griggs and Weiss really as those other guys that will be starters. But right now we look for Eric to become a power right-hand pitcher coming out of the bullpen.